Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and I am continuing my Final Girl Series 3 series. This is the second to last one, where we will be facing off against Razorface in Hellscape. Yeah, we're edgy and edgelord stuff, and this is called Hell to Pay. Anyway, yeah, here we are, ready to try and kill Razorface. And yeah, this one's gonna be a little bit interesting, I think. I'm pretty excited, but in the meantime, let's learn some lore about this weird guy. I think this is based off of Pinhead, but I could be completely wrong. I have not ever seen any, what is he from? As you can clearly tell, I've never seen anything with Pinhead in it. Is it? I wouldn't say, I'm like, it's not Hellscape. What is it? Pinhead is from, anyone who's like from the 80s, like grew up in the 80s is gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Pinhead. Nope, Hell something. What? Hellraiser. Jesus Christ. Well, I knew it had hell in it. Yeah, never got into those. But let's see what he's all about. In case you can't see him on the board, there he is in his sexy goodness. His life was made of devilish, vile things. The life of a murderer, the life of a sadist, the life of a living demon bound for hell. Upon arrival into the fiery darkness of the abyss, he was greeted with open arms. Arms that would tear him apart and rebuild him into a creation of impossible evil. Inflicted upon him were punishments unimaginable. Even for a life as twisted as his, there was no match. Decades passed, centuries collapsed around him, and after insufferable eons in the chthonic muck of the universe, a new being was born. He emerged with open eyes peeled back by an understanding of dreadful hunger, an urge for endless pain, fathomless torment. Punishment lived within him now and clawed its way out from the surface of his skin-like, deep-cutting razors. Anguish became an ecstatic gift that he ached to give. His true name was lost to the ancient fires of hell, but those who received his generosity know him as Razorface. The cosmic sadist, the gift giver, the bearer of agony. I was kind of like that. The Sultan of Swing. The bearer of agony, the bearer of agony. A single step into his domain is a contract bound in blood. Samantha knew that, and she knocked on the door anyway. Who the hell is Samantha? Am I missing something? Who the hell is Samantha? It was easy, really. All she needed was a dark room, some candles, and a few lines of words spoken in some long-dead language. The darkness wants to be called. Before she even finished speaking the words, her world began to melt away. First, she felt the heat of the place. It reached for her through the fabric of reality. Then the smell of blood assaulted her nose, and in moments she found herself in the maze-like structures of hell. Walls of mind-numbing vastness encircled her. They shifted and changed in ways her mind could hardly comprehend. Before she had much time to understand this place, her attention was shifted by the rattling of chains. Just behind her, a slender, flayed man dragged a cluster of spiked chains with him. He spoke. I have heard of you, dear one, and I have brought with me the tools of your desire. Regret poured through Samantha like hot tar, but the eyes of the flayed man assured her that it was too late to deny the horrors which awaited her. Oh, yeah, that was Razorface with his chains. Whips and chains. Yeah. So that's Razorface's lore. Now we're going to learn about hot-ass crit. Oh, interesting. I might have a typo. One of these is a typo because in my book it says Kenzie and then Christy, but on my card, as you can see, it says Christy. Who am I? Well, yeah, wow. Nice. Not that it really matters, it's a name. We'll just say it's Kenzie, because that's what I got here. Kenzie lived a very quiet life in a small town. She went to school and worked evening shifts at the mall. No, she didn't. There are no evening shifts at the mall because malls don't exist. A simple life. The only odd thing in her life was her father. He had always been a recluse, keeping to himself and his books. His study was always locked, and she never thought much of the strange noises coming from the room at night. He's straight up jorking it. That is until he went missing. She and her mother had gone through his things. Books on every occult subject littered his study. The only thing that wasn't a book was a large blade. They weren't sure we had gotten it or what it was for. After months of searching for him with no luck, Kenzie, or Christy, turned to her father's books. Countless hours of study culminated in a ritual with her father's blade. With it, she opened a door that could not be closed. She knew the only way to close it was from inside. Alright, yeah, so I got the sweet-ass Hellscape. Yep, right there. Oopsie. Tiptoe through the tulips with me. Oh! Alright, so here's how this works. We'll learn about Hellscape first, because one, it has a cool back art that I thought was really nice. But essentially, there are these 4 tiles that I don't know if you can actually see on there, but these are interchangeable. During every upkeep phase, I will roll these dice, and if they show different symbols, like that, just now, those 2 tiles, so the 4-leaf clover and the hourglass, will actually swap spots. So this is kind of like an ever-changing area. If it shows the same symbol, then that tile flips. So they're double-sided. And that's just going to change the layout. That's pretty much it in terms of Hellscape. Like some of them will have walls, so you can see right here, like I can't go this way, nor can victims panic that way. So like this is blocked off. But as of right now, and these are all randomly set up as well. So as of right now, I could actually get to him, and he could get to me. But more importantly, I can get to him. And he's about to get got by Christy Kenzie. What was my stupid name? Christy Kinsley? Yeah. So that's pretty much Hellscape. I don't think I'm forgetting anything about that. Yeah. That's it. Then we got Razorface over here. I don't know if you can see him, but I have these affliction cards. There are 3 of them, and there can be more. They will have purge requirements on them. Like, I have a lamb to slaughter, for example. My punishments bestow innocence. So the purge requirement, they have 2 effects on them. The purge requirement is what I obviously have to do to get rid of it. When you would save a victim, it is killed instead. That will get rid of the affliction. In that case, it would also raise bloodlust and stuff. But there's also a purge effect that would happen. To kill him, I have to get rid of all my purges. And if it ever happens where I can't do one, through whatever the game circumstances might be, I just get rid of it and draw a new one. However, if I ever run out of that deck, then I lose. So that's pretty much it on these two things. My event is called Lost in Excess. All lines have blurred. There remains only ecstasy. Spice! When the horror level increases or decreases beyond the limit, do not increase bloodlust or time. So if I ever lower horror past that, then I don't gain the time. But he starts at 5 horror, so I'm honestly thinking that that's a really good one to start with, because I rarely ever like lower horror so far that I start gaining time. It's more likely I'm going to gain bloodlust. And then we got some items. The spiked whip. If you damage an enemy with the spiked whip, you may move them 1 space. Nice. And get back, you bitch. Miracle of Faith. Discard during the action phase and choose one of the following. Recover all health or reduce horror to the minimum. That's pretty damn hot. So the spiked whip is in the House of Mutilation. Makes sense. Which is... Oh, right by me. Would you look at that? The Miracle of Faith is in the Nexus, which is right in the middle. And then the Discipline of Cruelty, which is once per action phase, you may lose 2 health to damage any enemy on the board. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Man, those are all pretty hot. All things I have in my closet right now. Yeah, and the Sepulchre of Blood is over there. So, what say we get going? So the Nexus is also an escape area. It's an escape and a search area, right in the middle, smack dab in the middle. The problem is, there are 2 areas I could get to, or 2 victims I could save because I got Sensation. I could save one of them and kill another if I can get to them. That Miracle of Faith is a pretty nice item to get. So I think I am going to walk. He is at 5 horror. I got 1 success. Do I want to get rid of 2 cards? I don't need I don't need my short rest or my weak attack right now, so I will turn that 4 into a 5. So I can move 2 spaces. And I lose a time. Come on, let's go. We gotta get out of here. Like, this place sucks. Come with me. Stay with... Yep. So that was nice. And then I'll walk again and get 1 success again. I don't want to use my remaining focus. So, yeah. They're all going to come with me because... Oh, wait, how many can I carry? I don't know why I always forget that. I want to say whenever I move, I can... Is it any number? Or 2. Up to 2 victims. I knew that. All right, you stay here. I'll come back for you. We're going to go in there. And I will save. Well, I'll kill 1. Unfortunately, when you would save a victim, it is killed instead. So, boom. Which will raise bloodlust. Not horrible right now. Although, unfortunately, a lamb to slaughter is the purge effect. Is I raise horror. Ugh. Like, I'm just like, come on, we gotta get out. Push him into like an empty corridor that shuts, and then like spikes shoot out. I'm sorry. I had to. I'm just as bad as this guy, but I did save him. And I'm actually gonna put it so Christie's effects are actually pretty good. I don't need to heal myself. I could gain that 2 time back, but I think with horror being at CX, I'm actually gonna lose 2 time. Not 2 time, 2 horror. Well, I can't walk anymore, nor do I could try and focus and hope I get lucky, but if I don't, then I'm not going to get to do much. So I'm actually going to hold on to my focus right now, and end my turn. 0, 0, 0, 0. So I have 4 time to spend. I think a sprint and a search is going to be pretty hot. Mainly because which weapon... I mean, the spiked whip will just innately do a damage. And I can actually whip him away. That's at the House of Mutilation, but I'd have to start going back. Yeah. If I get really lucky, I could go 1. I can move into the House of Mutilation and pick it up. I think I saw a whip back there. That might be pretty good. This guy seems like... I feel like every damage you do to him, he just moans. And it makes it's uncomfortable for everyone involved, honestly. Also, so the 2 other afflictions that I have is the Gift of Pain. All will writhe in splendid agony. I have to deal at least 3 damage to Razorface in 1 action phase. And the purge effect is I take a damage. That sucks. And then you call, I come. Yep. Razorface! Oh! God, it was like an echo down the hall. Jeez. You cannot summon me and deny my gifts. I have to discard a random item card. And then he gets moved. He goes in my space. Those are actually not horrible. To get rid of both. You can only purge one affliction per turn. That's ass. Dang it. Forgot about that. Because it'd be really cool if I could just get rid of an item card and then do a critical blow. Like, hey, what's up? Bam! Bitch! But I can't. I can't do that. Okay. Well. I think that's the end of my turn. So now it's his turn. And he's going to go after the closest. His movement's 1 and he attacks only 1. And the only place he can go is in here. So he's going to go in here and totally kill that guy. Which is going to increase bloodlust and terror. And let's see, is there any generic stuff? That's Hellscape terrors. Probably general deaths, if I had to guess. Yeah, Razorface terror. Razorface afflictions. Oh, hey, wow, cool, a lamb to slaughter. Yeah, the first person that died. We're getting close to the exit, you say uneasily. Thank you. You saved me. The whimpering man said. You kind of found him pathetic. Through winding corridors, you guide the hapless victim, knowing what awaits them at the end. Here it is, you say in a grave tone. Or, here it is. At the end of the corridor, a dark, yawning archway stands eerily in silence. They run in. Finally, His words were cut short as he passed through the shadowy gateway, his vocal cords now full of blood from a hooked chain leading into the darkness. Razorface steps out of the shadows, smiling. He yanks the hook chain deeper into the man's throat. Your sacrifice will be made an acceptable pleasure. Yep, that was him. Well, that was nice. That was nice. Horrifying, but nice. Yes, these are Hellscape Terror. Oh, these are for Slayer, which we are not. So yeah, general deaths for the one that he just killed. We got a 6. A 6. JC peeked around the corner to find Razorface glaring at her through peeled eyes. She ran down the other end of the hallway, stepping in puddles of coagulated blood. Razorface suddenly stepped out of the darkness on the far side of the hall. JC screamed, "Ah!" and pushed open a crude door on her left. On the other side was Razorface, knife in hand. In one swift motion, he glided the knife across her neck. She dropped to the floor, choking on her blood. Choking on her blood. Choking on her blood. Yeah, anyway, so that was that. So, panic phase, which these are, I believe these are on the individual spaces. They are. So, yes. No one else to panic because they are not in. I think they're individual spaces because honestly, I haven't ever really found that super clear. That seems like one space. These all seem like individual spaces. So that's what I'm going with. Especially because, yeah, they have different panic numbers on them. So he's just like, hey, who wants to be next? Yeah. So, oh, I also forgot to draw a terror. Minor dark power. Oh, I just did one. Okay, the Pain of Judgment. If you don't have an affliction when this card comes into play, discard this and draw the next terror card. I do. Whenever a victim is killed, raise horror. Discard this card when an affliction is purged. That's not too bad. Because obviously I have to do that anyway, so hopefully I can do that before. Yeah, before he comes to... Ooh, maybe if I get that item, that whip, I could discard it and put him in my space. That would be something for next time, I think. Okay. And then we're in the upkeep phase where I will now roll these, just, unless this could come... Ooh. The same one is flipping. The one he is on. Alright, so flipping is kind of a little tedious, but it's not too bad. So this one's on blue. Actually, I'll just do it like this. Blue, middle, and gray, I guess. And then it flips. Did that even change? It did. Okay. Oh, actually, I did not even realize that. Yeah. I did not have a way to get to him because there was a wall down there. I did not see that initially. But that flips, and that's it. Now we are on the action phase. So now we can get to me. I was initially safe. Ooh. Let's see. I think I do my original plan. I think I like the whip for its range and the fact that I can move him a little further away from me. So I'm going to see, like, as he just, like, cuts that chick's throat, it's like, whoom, and then he's just like, sees me, and I'm just like, oh, dear God, I gotta get out of here. So I'm going to sprint. Yeah, baby. 5 and a 6. 5 and a 6. Oh, yeah. Now I'm at 5. So I'm going to... Ooh. So I can move 1 space. I can also gain 2 time. So if I... Because I can move 3 spaces now. So if I go 1, 2, move a space. 3, 5... Still 1 away. I'm 1 away no matter what I do, actually. From the... So actually, yeah. So I'm going to go 1. Be like, I didn't forget you! 2... And then I have the move 1 space ability, so there's that. That lets me move there. And then, oh, actually, yeah, oh God, that sucks. That's even worse. I'm not 1 space away, because then if I was here, I can go 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, now there's a stupid wall there. That's kind of ass. And that would be all I'm doing. I wouldn't be able to search. So then... with saving that person, with at least moving the space, because that'd be 1, 2. Where was it? So I was here. 1, 2, 3. God, yeah. I moved back just to save 1 person. What good is that? Just to move here, and then I get my walk cards back, and then I can go search. Yeah, because he's not going to get to me. He's going to go after the closest victim, which is going to raise horror. So I guess I'll save the person just because I know it's going to be good. I'm going to focus. 1 success. I'm losing time, but I do lower horror, and I'll focus again. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot. I like that. So that is gaining 2 time and losing a... Okay. Focus, Christy Kensley. Your dad didn't name you 2 first names for nothing. And I gotta hold on to my search because it doesn't do shit. Alright, so now I get my zeros back. And my sprint goes back. Those go there. And now I have 6 to buy. I could get that critical blow just to get rid of the gift of pain. That's not nothing. I have the 6. And I do have a search. And he's not coming after me right now. Yeah, I'll spend all the 6 and get a critical blow. Just to have it. Just to have it. And then he is going to go... I mean, it's really... what leads him towards the most... I guess he would go this way. Right in there. And kill that guy. Which increases bloodlust and horror because of his pain of judgment. And let's see what he does there. It's a 1. It's a 1. It's a 5. A 5. There it is. Gavin. Cut these people's names. JC and Gavin. Gavin cut another series of directions into his arm. There was nothing to write with, but his pain became necessary to escape. He had no other option but to find a way out of this dismal purgatory. As he went over his gruesome series of maze-like inscriptions, the massive stone walls and corridors around him suddenly began to shift again. A dark and fiery room opened up in front of him. In the dark smoke, he could make out the silhouette of the torturer, Razorface. A grotesque chain erupted from the shadows of the room towards Gavin and wrapped around his ankle, dragging him screaming towards Razorface. Yep, that'll do it. One thing of writing that I don't necessarily enjoy is the constant mentioning of the person's name. It's like Razorface. It's like they can't say he. They can't use like pronouns or anything because it's like, well, who are you talking? Are you talking about Razorface? Are you talking about Gavin? It's like, yeah, like, but Razorface was walking down the hall, and then Razorface jumped up and cut Gavin's throat. As Gavin was struggling for his breath, Razorface stood over him, and then Razorface picked him up and threw him in the fire, while Razorface was screaming and laughing. Anyway, terror. Spiral of Horror. Shift each Hellscape tile 1 space clockwise. Clockwise! Okay, so... yeah, gotta do this, then this. Oh, that throws a wrench in my plans. Well, there's the Nexus. Now that I'm next to, that makes things, or the Nexus. That's pretty much it. There's also, whoops, shit. I forgot to mention that there's also this Hellshift card that I can get. This also allows me to rearrange those, so in case I ever get put in a position. So I could actually make things a little bit better for me. I forgot that was actually over here. Rearrange all Hellscape tiles as you choose. Swap any 2 Hellscape tiles of your choice, or outright lose time. Place 1 new victim on... I never pull out like all the victims because I never expect to get more. Oh god, this fucking box, dude. There we go. Alright, place 1 new victim on the... well... oh god, I can't get to him. I guess I'll put one in there. And... they're so far away, they're about to be killed, and then I actually have an event. Delight in Pain. Hey, pain is the greatest of teachers. When you search in the sepulcher of blood, I get to heal one. I don't hate that. I can't get there. I mean, I can. It's the longest way ever. Now, I could hurt him. I just would have to get to him. Now, the Nexus was the one that has, the Miracle of Faith, which was discard during the action phase, and then I can either reduce horror to the minimum, or gain all my health back, which is very nice. So, well, I guess we're going to see what happens. No panic phase. So we are going to see how these shift. Okay, so it's the star and the square. Okay, well, never mind. So I am going like this. So back to plan A. Well, I'm gonna go get my whip. This is giving me see, that's the thing. It's like it's giving me very Silent Hill vibes, but I know that they did Silent Hill in Series 2. And God, the Silent Hill 2 remake was so good. So good. And then they announced Silent Hill F, I think was what it was called. Very excited for that. I don't think that's a remake. I think that's a whole new game. But could be wrong. I'm not super up on the Silent Hill lore. That was it. So now it's my turn. Well, let's walk and go hopefully get my whip. Ah, God. 4 and a 3. I'll do short rest and weak attack. And then just move 1 space. Is he gonna get me? God. Yeah, well, I'll walk again. Okay, well, I got a 6 at least. So lose the time. Move into the House of Mutilation. And then search. Ow. Okay, 5 and a 4. I don't have the 2 cards to be able to get anything, so we'll get my spiked whip. It's one-handed, which is nice. If you damage an enemy with a spiked whip, you may move them 1 space. Not nothing. Range 0 to 1. I don't hate that. And now, with actually these being rotated, now we can get to each other. And I can just whip him. Or I can discard it randomly to be able to... it's a random item. Interesting. Yeah, so what I think I'm going to do, now that I'm in the planning phase, I have my critical blow, my 2 focus. I have 3... Yeah, I have 3 time. I could search again. You know what? I think I will, actually. So I'm going to search and then get a close call. And that will be that. I'm not going to move. I'm going to have him move towards me because, 1, I need to get rid of these anyway. So if I can discard a random card, maybe the second one I get is equally as good. So I'll be happy with either one when I have to get rid of one randomly. But the thing that sucks about that is I have to place Razorface in my space if I do that. So what I could do is... I can do that anywhere, actually. So his movement is actually now 2. And it's whoever's closer, so he's going to move into here. And his damage is only still 1. But he's going to kill that one, which is going to reveal his dark power. Infinite Despair. Oh, whenever a victim is killed. Raise Horror. Oh, hey, it's the art I liked so much. If at least one victim panics during the panic phase. Oh, jeez. Raise Horror by 2. That's brutal. That's brutal. Which they are. Well, during the panic phase, so I guess we'll see what the terror says. Oof. Well, I'm glad I have that loss in excess. See the purpose in your pain. So, raise Horror by 2. Discard 1 affliction of your choice and draw a new affliction to replace it if no afflictions have been purged. Oh, sorry. If at least 1 affliction has been purged, and there has been at least 1, I can discard 1 of my choice. I'm actually going to do the one that places them in my space because I have the critical blow. So now, Explorers of the Flesh. We walk the sacred path of pleasure and blood. When you attack Razorface, choose a victim in your space or an adjacent space to take the damage instead. And it raises Horror. Okay. Well, panic time. So we'll see where that guy goes. A 1. So he's and then I have to raise Horror by 2. Yeah, where did I see that? Oh, it's right here. If at least 1 victim panics during the panic phase, raise 2. Otherwise, so every panic phase is Horror is going to go up. But I got lucky because otherwise I'd start raising his Bloodlust, and I don't have to because of the lost in excess. So got pretty lucky there. Now we're in the upkeep phase, which I am not on a tile. So, ooh, it is actually the same. It's this one. Yep, just what I thought. I figured it was like that. So I'm actually happy I'm off that. And now it is my turn, which oh, God, that sucks. Well, now I don't have to get rid of an item, but still items are good, and I'm in the House of Mutilation. My favorite place to honestly be, but the problem is now, well, I have to focus. Like, thank God. Alright, so, losing time, so now I'm back into 6. I'm going to focus again now that I have 2 dice, just to start evening my odds. God. I'm going to play Close Call. And I guess I'll just reroll 1 die because there's no point in rerolling 2. There we go. There we go. So, lowering Horror, losing time, give myself a little bit of a buffer, but they're all pretty much going to start moving. Now I'm going to search. 2 successes finally. Thank you. Thank you. 2 successes. So we'll draw the top 2 item cards and choose one. I can either put the other one face up. Alright, so I found... Man, this guy just loves self-flagellation. Discipline... Ooh, these actually aren't weapons, though. Discipline of Courage. Courage is being afraid and doing it anyways. Once per action phase, I may lose a health to lower horror. Or Discipline of Choices. Not making a decision can be just as painful. Once per action phase, I may lose a health to gain 2 time. I think the Discipline of Courage, just because... he's going to be increasing horror a lot, and only rolling 1 die sucks. I am going to put the Discipline on the bottom. Yeah. Just because there's only 2 cards left in that deck anyway. Okay. Still got my critical blow that's not doing much, so I guess that's that. So I'll grab my zeros, which has a weak attack on it, so I could get rid of 1. I have 4. No, I should have 1, 2, I'm at 3 because I searched. I think a guard and a close call. Because I'm going to have to kind of move into his spot at some point. Oh, these afflictions are brutal! Now it's his turn, and he's obviously going to move into here because there's more people, and then he's going to kill one. I don't want to roll and read those anymore. I'll read the one whenever they're actually like interesting, but the generic ones, they're whatever. They're whatever. So that's that, and we're going to have a terror. Hunger for suffering. Roll the Hellscape dice. For each die result, place a victim on that Hellscape tile in the space of your choice. Okay, so it is... A lot of people are getting pulled into his realm. And I think it's funny enough the exact same ones. Yeah, there and there. And then he's going to stay right there and kill this guy. Oh, so that increases Bloodlust for the killing, and then Bloodlust again for the killing. Which raises horror. And I have no... How do I get them out of here? That was the no panic phase, because he ended up killing them all. So that will raise horror again. Because of his... When an affliction is purged. Yeah, I haven't done that yet. Yeah, and actually when a victim is killed. So he has 2 ways. So he's basically going to be at 6 the entire time, which is pretty ass, actually. Because I have no... I mean, distraction I could have got. I might have to get that next time. But we are in the upkeep phase, which is going to be, funny enough, these 2 again. Okay. All right. Well, I should probably get them out of here while I can. When I attack Razorface. Unfortunately, again, I only have a few walks, and I have no way to lower... That's pretty dog shit, but I do gotta move, so it's 1 die because of the horror. And that's a miss. Well, geez. Move up to 1 space. I will take a damage and lose 2 time. Or I could not do that and lose 2 time. Well, we'll see what happens on the second walk. Okay, well, I at least got a success there. So I do get to freely move up to 1 space, which my only spot is in here. And I still lose a time. I don't think any of these are worth it right now. So I'll just stop there. get my focus back, and I think I'll spend 3 and get a distraction. So that means I have no ways to move. Okay, well, he's gonna keep killing, and there's not really much I can do about it, especially because they keep coming in. So runs up and sees this group of people who are like, "Ah, this isn't real, Stacy, stop it! Put your face back on." He's just, okay, I'm Stacy. Anyway, so that raises that to another event. When you search in the House of Mutilation. Oh, hey, actually, endless suffering. Good. When I search in the House of Mutilation, I take a damage. Well, I'm done searching there, so that is a perfectly fine event. Except now he's doing a lot of damage, and horror's still where it's at. So that's that. And we're gonna draw a terror. Yeah, this is pretty terrifying. Devoid of life. If there are no victims in your space, there is one. Kill one victim in my space, or Jesus Christ, or lose a health. So the Lost in Excess, honestly, has saved me quite a bit. So, you know what? I have no ways to move right now, so I do have my short rest. I could heal. I'll just take the damage. I can see the writing in the wall. Raising horror, it's already at there, so not bloodlusting. So now we're at the panic phase, which would raise horror, but it can't. So this one is moving. Ah! And then 2 5s in a row. Come on, we gotta get out of here. Stacy had her face ripped off. We gotta fucking leave. Okay. I've done no damage to him. I've somehow hurt myself multiple times. We are in the upkeep phase, so we'll see what happens. Plus, so these two are getting swapped. Hey, that's good. That means all I need to do is go in here and save these two. And he can't get to any. I mean, he can go this way, but which actually he can very much do. His movement is 3, isn't it? Or am I missing? I might have forgotten to raise bloodlust by 1, but that's okay. I don't see myself winning, but I will do my best. I'm not losing. Okay. So, what do I think I need? I think this is going to sound kind of weird, but I'm going to do my Discipline of Courage, take a damage to lower horror, so that now I can roll 2 dice when I do a short rest, and I have a lot of cards, so I should be able to discard 2 of them. Is focus even worth it at this point, or do I just use my Discipline of Courage a lot? So I have a 5, and then I have my 3. Distraction I'm probably going to want. Critical Blow I paid a lot for, and I need to do it to purge something. So he can still take damage. He's just going to heal a lot, especially whenever he starts cycling the Bloodlust. He starts healing. You know what? Let's close call and re-roll that 3. Hey, there's 2 5s. Perfect. So that means I will heal 2. Alright. And then I avoid a heal with my ability and gain 2 time. So I like that. Let's go ahead. I'm just pretty much going to stay here and focus, distraction. So do my best to, because that's the best case scenario, so I'll only kill 1. So I'm just going to roll 2 dice for the focus. So Okay, 1 success, so that's lower horror by 1 and lose a time. And then my second focus is a 6 and a 2, so same thing, lower horror. And then distraction. That is the best case scenario. No, I'm going to hold on to those. It was a 5 and a 3, so I do gain a time and lower horror. Okay. Took a breather, understood that this place sucks, and this guy is actually a virgin. Fucking loser. Let's go ahead. And that's it. That's all I got. I have a guard, critical blow, and weak attack. So now I have my movements, my 2 walks back. I have 5 time. I think I'm going to get a sprint, search, and close call. Yes, because I kind of like the orientation right now, unless I get dicked at some point. But, yep, that's going to work. That's going to work for me. And focus, close call goes back, and these are all zeros. So now it's his turn, and he can go, yeah. Oh my god! He kills this person. But there's no panic phase. So that's going to raise horror because of bloodlust going up. And it just runs around the corner just like some regular dude. Just like sprinting. Which would be horrifying still. But that's it. Terror. Oh, cool. Spiral of Death. Shift each Hellscape tile 1 space counterclockwise. I don't like that. I don't like that. Oh, wait. That's perfectly fine. Actually, that still works for me. That works for me pretty well still. Except now he can get to me. Yeah. Place 1 new victim. Cool. Quit coming in here. On the star. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. And here. And then he's going to go after the closest person, and yep, he just runs in here and kills them. I am so dicked. Like, it's brutal. Because now he's just going to whoop. So he recovers a health and discards the next terror card. Well, good. Good. Yeah. And whenever a victim is killed, raise terror. And then during the panic phase, he's gonna panic. He's sure gonna panic. Yep. Which makes sense, which means horror goes up by 2. I thought I was in the clear. I thought I was like, man, I got some solid stuff. All right. So, now we gotta see what's happening. Now let's see what's happening here. Okay. I'm like, what the hell? There and there. Which is still good for me. I am on the best tile for this. Okay. So, no focus. I do have some walks. I think... I know I need to deal damage to him, even when you attack Razorface. Do I just go and beat him up? I mean, I can search in the Nexus. The Miracle of Fate. Ooh, the Miracle of Faith. Oh, yes. Yes. That will help a bit. So I am going to... Yeah, that Miracle of Faith might be the sole way that I win. So I am going to sprint. Oh, I'm going to take a damage. Actually, do I have a close call? I do. Okay. So I'm actually just going to go off the 1 right now. Yeah, 5. All right, so I get to move 2 spaces. So I'm gonna go. I mean, this person come with me. 1, 2, and then that will rescue them, which will. So I lose a time for the sprint, but I'm gonna gain 2 time from her ability, and I'm gonna gain a health. So that is everyone saved. Yay! And now I unlock her ability. During the killer phase, I draw 2 terror cards instead of the normal one. Choose one to resolve and shuffle the other back into the deck. Not super helpful because he's already at max and we're about to get into the finale anyway, but that puts me there, which means I can now search, and 1 star will be good enough. Okay, which I got a 5. So that will give me the Miracle of Faith, but I'm pretty much just going to use 1, 2, 1, 2. I can't get into a... Oh, I can. I actually can get into a spot. Oh, man. Eat ass. Eat ass. Okay. Yes. Yeah, so I'm going to take the Miracle of Faith, and I'm going to use it right now. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Joe Pesci. Okay, so I'm going to lower horror all the way down to the minimum. Then rolling 3 dice. Hell yeah. 661. Almost. That would have been funny if it was 666. So now I can move 2 spaces. 1, 2. Then we're going to walk again. Now I feel rejuvenated through Christ's power. 5, 5, 2. Gonna move 2 again. 1, 2. Yeah. Didn't know God was on my side. And anime. Alright, so the question is, do I have guard, which is nice. Also walking. Do I critical blow, deal at least 3 damage to Razorface in 1 action phase? Or do I weak attack? Either way, I can't get rid of both of these. And I have 4 left. Yeah, luckily attacking doesn't take any time. I'm going to critical blow because I have it and it's going to do the most damage. And it's still going to help me. Yep. So 1, 2, obviously. Rolling 3 dice helps quite a bit. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3 damage. And lower horror, which doesn't do anything in that case. And the gift of pain. All will writhe in splendid agony. Oh! And I take a damage from that. Unfortunately, I cannot do both, which is kind of lame. But, and I could hit him from my whip. Oh, it was actually 4 damage because of my whip. And I can move him 1 space? Well, that's useless because I can't move him away. That's pretty good. Just it's like the whip from Castlevania, Trevor's whip. It's like blessed with holy power. He's just sitting there like it's like nipple clamps on, and he's just like crack right in his chest. Oh wow, my erection. What is wrong with you? I'm in hell for a reason, which is fair. Okay. Oh, and that gets rid of the minor pain of judgment because an affliction was purged. So, now it's my turn. I have 4 to buy. I'm thinking I'm going to buy Retaliate. And that's it. And get my zeros back. Focus and a short rest. I like that. Critical blow. And search. And sprint. And my walks. I'm not moving anywhere. Alright, now it's his turn. So he is going to go in here. And, Yep. And he's going to attack me. he thought. So I could do retaliate, which is not horrible. Yeah, let's retaliate. And I'm still lowering. I'm on 3, so... ooh, a 6? He's dealing 4 damage. I will use Close Call and re-roll one of these. I'll re-roll the blank. And I got 5. So 6, 5, 4. So I will ignore all damage from an attack and deal 2 damage back to him. What is happening? God should not be here. And that's it. Yeah, that was his turn. So now, because of her ability, I can draw the top 2 cards and choose which one to use. What is your pleasure? Roll a die. He either basically does the same thing again, raise horror by 2, or bloodlust by 1. You know what? I'll actually do his minor dark power, the pain of salvation. I do still have an affliction. During the action phase, whenever you gain at least 1 time, I must either damage myself or raise horror. The other one is I roll a die and something happens. I'd rather, because I'm planning on getting rid of the Explorers of Flesh anyway. Alright. Only 2 left. No bloodlust gained. No panic phase, because he attacks me. So the upkeep phase. Ooh, oh, actually, it's the one we were on. How appropriate. Getting flipped. Or we were on red. So now we are all here. He's changing hell to suit his needs, even though that actually helps me the most. Okay. So I have a weak attack left, which kind of sucks. Because Explorers of the Flesh, when you attack Razorface, choose a victim in your space or an adjacent space to take the damage instead. And then I raise horror. I still have my guard, which is nice. I am going to weak attack. Obviously, it's still 3. Oh, actually, horror is still going up by 1. Because of his infinite despair. Oh my god, 665. Anything cool for, well, I could do 2 damage to him, but that's not going to do anything. So I will have, unfortunately, this victim, I go to like whip and it goes around, he ducks, and just cuts the victim's throat. Oh, I'm so sorry! Which will raise bloodlust, unfortunately. And I discard the next tarot card. Oh, hey, what is your pleasure? That was the one I saw. But that does purge, which will raise horror, the purge effect. So I have now gotten rid of all of my afflictions, so he can be killed. Yes. Yeah. So this could be me and him. I think... Oh, when I gain time. That's... Whenever I gain at least 1 time, I must either take... Okay, so focus is actually... That counters my focus a little bit. I'm rolling 2 dice, so it's either... You know what, let's actually... Yeah, let's do 1 focus. I got 1 success, so a 4 and a 5. That will lose me a time and a horror. So that puts me back at the 3, which will help with my guard, because he's definitely going to attack me. Alright, so that's it. So I have 5 time left. Furious Strike would potentially kill him. It would not. Critical Blow would. Ooh. You can get rid of cards to gain a time. Interesting. I still have my guard, so if I get rid of focus and short rest, actually, how many cards is it? As many, okay. You can discard as many action cards as you wish. I don't think I'm going to be short resting again. Actually, I'm not going to be focusing again. So let's discard a focus. I'm going to gain a time. and I will lose the health. No, I'm not going to be short resting. Yes. Yep, okay. So now I'm at 6, which I will get critical blow back. Okay, and my walks. So these are all zeros, close call, retaliate, and my zeros. All right, now it's his turn. He is going to, hopefully that's not another attack. I only have one way to block. So he is going to attack me. You have wounded me more than I have in years. I don't know why I gave him this really like chain smoker voice. But I'm at 3 dice now with a guard. That's a 6, 5, and a 1. So that is 2. I ignore all damage. So that's amazing. And that was it. So now the tarot card that I don't know. Hopefully, if there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next tarot card. There are. Otherwise, all victims panic. All victims that enter the killer's space are killed. Okay, so we'll do this one. Luckily, there's only one that is potentially able to go into a spot. So this guy's running up into here. That one in the Nexus is 3, thank God. So he's actually running here. We got those 2. That one doesn't move. And then the other also doesn't move. They're sticking together. Okay. Whoops. And then we have an event. Chaotic transference. The dimensions of this place have a hunger of their own. Swap the Sepulchre of Blood and the House of Mutilation item decks. I'm not going to do that. Because I'm not going to be searching. Again, he is almost dead, as well as I am. We're down to it. So, unfortunately, during the panic phase. Okay, cool. So he only increases horror by 1. I was like, oh man, that's going to go up by 2 because of his infinite despair. But they panic during the killer phase. And no panic phase because no victim was killed. So now we're in the upkeep, which should not matter all that much. He keeps trying to change, but it's like, I'm locked in. I'm locked in where you're at, buddy. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do this. Let's see if I can kill him with my whip. Yeah, this is going to be kind of neat, actually. So I'm going to walk. It's 2 dice. I just need to move 1 space. Okay, that will be enough. So I'm losing a time. Going to move back 1 just because, just to really get the range of my whip, which whips are awesome, by the way. Then I'm going to do my Discipline of Courage. Take a damage to lower horror by 1. Then I'm going to do critical blow. 3 dice. I have 2 cards I can get rid of. This. Okay, so 1, and then I will get rid of my walk and focus to turn that 3 into a 6. That is 2 hits, which is going to be 4 damage. 1, 2, 3. He can be killed because I have no more afflictions, and I'm gonna throw up. You son of a bitch! Oh, you suck! I took all that damage. Oh God. Oh no. He has 1 health. 1 health remaining. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Alright. Well, I have my weak attack. I'm getting my weak attack back. And I have 5 time. So I think I'm still in the clear. Unless I roll really, really badly. I have 5. I'm going to do, close call and retaliate. Which is all 5. So going back to 6, 0, 0, critical blow. thought it was critical. So I'm walking away. As I like rest, I'm like, ah. And he's like, we're not through yet. I'm still edging. It's like, God, dude, you're uncomfortable. You're difficult to be around. However, yes, it is his turn. Right? Can't remember. Because whenever the extra health comes out, I find a health token. Okay. The current phase immediately ends. Yep, that's what I thought. So, yeah, killer phase, which is now the finale. Taste our pleasures. Yeah, see, dude? Like, what's wrong with you? It depends on his attack. Interesting. Roll type to determine the number of attacks. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Oh, my. Actually, my retaliate should finish him off. Because luckily... Well, he's coming after me. I'll kill you! And... Yeah, he's moving twice, so he would have moved 8 spaces anyway. So he is going to attack 6. He's only attacking once. How pathetic. Retaliate. Actually, I'm rolling 1 extra die because of that. It didn't matter. So there's, you know what? There's a 5. I'll get rid of my focus and short rest to increase that 3 into it. So now there's 5, and a 6. And the extra die did nothing. To ignore all that damage and deal 2 damage back, which that will officially put him down as I strangle him, and then and I'm like sawing his throat because it's a spiked whip, so I'm sawing his throat, and then it's like, and now his body is lifeless and he's dead. All right, so that was Razorface at Hellscape. Was it Hell to Pay? I like this one a lot. This one really kind of, I think it does a little bit better of a job than the Freddy Krueger one with the cards and stuff of like his Dreamscape, although that one does work really well too. I liked the tiles a little fiddly, but not too bad, just because they color coordinated, so if you have to swap it, it's just kind of easy enough to either do what I did and put them in order so you know where they're going, or just remember. But for the most part, like, whenever you're having to rotate them, that's kind of annoying because you have to kind of put one off to the side and then get them in position. But again, it's really not that bad. So it adds a little puzzle element to the locations where you might be planning to go search for something because there's an item that you might want, and that, you know, the hell shifts to where you can't get to it, or it shifts to where you can. And that actually is the like crucial point of me winning, because I was like, he was just killing people left and right. I couldn't get to him. All my afflictions had to come from dealing damage to him. And I couldn't get to him to deal damage to him, so I couldn't even kill him even if I wanted to. And then there was just the moment of, oh, I can get to the Nexus now, which has this insanely powerful item that I have a search for to go and get, which lowered horror, which was like the only reason I was able to pull this out. Which is awesome. Like, that's what makes these games great, because just random circumstance changes it, where it's like, oh, hey, now I can use Christ's power to get through to go kill this weird, sick-looking, no-nosed, ghoul-looking guy. So Hellscape is very nice. I would enjoy fighting anyone there. I mean, hell, taking Hellscape and doing Dr. Fright, I think is what his name would be amazing. So that was a really cool location. Razorface I thought was also really interesting because he really focused on raising horror, and I know that's obviously a thing in every other person's arsenal is raising horror, but there's definitely ways to manage theirs, I feel like. And here, I don't think I've ever played a game of Final Girl where it sat consistently at 6 or at or at 7, where it was just constantly at the max, where I was rolling 1 die or having to take damage to lower horror. or having to focus or take distraction to try and get it down so I could roll 2 dice instead of just 1. Because when you're rolling just 1 die, like the one success on almost every card is not great. And especially with how much he ramps up for his attack. Guard reduces it by 2, but I don't have that much health. It was actually a very interesting situation. Now with his overall effects, where it's like they were all around the afflictions. I like the afflictions as well. The kind of double-edged sword where you have to go do something and the effect is actually not good. It's not good for you, where a lot of these typically are. Where it's like, oh, hey, I had to kill a victim instead of damaging him. Well, I'm actually still punished for that too, but you have to get rid of them to attack him. But there seem to be a lot of ways around, like, they weren't all that bad, and because you got to see what they were face up, you can plan for them. Oh, I have to go, raise horror by dealing damage to a victim instead of him. Okay, I'm a lower horror before I do that. So I didn't think those were all that bad, and they are kind of a timer, where if you have to keep drawing them, then you'll lose that way. So he was pretty interesting. I actually liked both of these together a lot. So yeah, that was Hell to Pay with Razorface and Hellscape. I hope you enjoyed. Stick around for the rest of the series. I have one more left, which is the Terminator one. And that's it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.